Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into another episode of the Nap Bros podcast. And look who's back! Finally, after a 2-week hiatus. Also, bro, you may not know this, but this is actually episode 52. So technically,
1 year.
We've been doing a year. Technically. Let's say technically because it's actually a little over a year. Because there were a few minor.
I think we started in September last year.
September or October, I'm sure, somewhere in there. Because there were a few weeks where we either missed or we didn't, or I put something out there that was just kind of like, guys, sorry, we can't do the podcast. So we are officially a year in. We have been consistently, well, by we, I mean I have been consistently doing this fantasy football podcast, but we, as in, like, it's been out there. It's got your name. It's got your name on. It's got your name on. You say you missed 3 weeks?
Yeah, for the fantasy.
Yeah, but 2 of those weeks were in a row. That's the thing. Like, bam, bam.
What, Thanksgiving, New Year's, Chinese New Year's?
Chinese New Year is always after the New Year, so nice try.
While we're on the subject of me slacking, let's point out the fact that Nick is dressed up like an actual man today. Wearing proper...
As opposed to being dressed up as a little boy? Is that what you mean?
Exactly.
But normally I will wear, so I'm not wearing like a t-shirt or there are times where we've recorded and I've been in cutoff sleeves. So I've been wearing, well, no, but I've been wearing polo shirts for a while. I just happen to have a tie on today because it is freezing cold today. It's not freezing cold. That's a lie.
I'm wearing a polo.
4 degrees Fahrenheit.
Just missing all the buttons.
Oh yeah, it's just so that's called a t-shirt. That's what we call it.
Oh no, it's a work shirt. It's got a pocket.
Oh, okay, it's a pocket t-shirt.
Almost professional, you know.
Just need that button and then you're done. And then you're good to go.
Just one button.
So let's get into it. Current standings.
Andrew's not on top.
That is true. Not yet. All in good time. So, locking himself in for the playoffs, no matter whether he wins out or he loses, London Silly Nannies is number 1 with a 9-3 record. And so I think that means that Heartbeat, don't take the Bate-man since you guys are both 8-4. You guys can lock up the playoffs this week if you win, but only one of you will win because you're going against each other. Dun, dun, dun. Anyway, Heartbeat, second place at 8-4. Don't take the Bate-man moving up into third place, as is respectable, with a solid 8-4 as well. At number 4, better than Scott, losing, dropped him into 4th place. Lamarvel Universe holding firm at 5th place with a win finally after I think 4 or 5 weeks. He's been on a 4-game losing streak. Back in the hot seat in the official playoffs. If they ended today, if the playoffs were today, then I would be in the playoffs at 6th place with 7-5. I did move up from 7th place thanks to Andrew beating the now 7th place Schrute Farms, who is now 6-6. In 8th place, we have the Waterboys at 6-6. In 9th place, and officially out of contention, Scott's Tots, at least according to his Facebook post. Scott's Tots officially eliminated at 4-8. Biggest Loser moving up into 10th place at 4-8. Let's Ride. I think Biggest Loser and Let's Ride, I think they just continually switch back and forth. Let's Ride is now in 11th place at 4-8. And the Leprechauns still in 12th place, having lost 9 games in a row at 2-10, unfortunately. Even though Leprechauns has a pretty good count of points for, unfortunately, he has chosen the incorrect people to play. Just like we'll see this week, is that that's one of the reasons why he ended up losing. All right, you want to give him the point average difference? The average difference?
Yeah, I was just trying to see when does the actual regular season end? 16.
The regular season for us ends on the 15th. The 15th week 15. So we have week 13, week 14, and then into the playoffs because I think we've got 3 weeks of playoffs: 15, 16, and 17.
So if he loses all 3, there's no chance he gets knocked out. 9,
Correct.
6,
He may drop down to 6, but
1,
there's no way. Yeah,
2,
because
3.
like if Schrute Farms goes 9-6, apparently London Silly Nannies has the I guess the tiebreaker, and
Wow,
so
why are you
Schrute
saying
Farms.
Schrute Farms gonna go 9? So you saying that they win all?
Yeah, if they win all three and London Silly Nannies loses all three,
Okay.
then it's if they win all three, let's say I lose all of mine, Lamarvel loses all of his, Better Than Scott loses all of his, Don't Take the Bate-man, all of, that kind of thing. London Silly Nannies drops down, he's locked in. Period. He's in the playoffs. So it's not that he clinched the bye, he just clinched the playoffs.
All right. Average difference in points this week 12. That'd be 24.76. I'm not gonna lie. I was pulling for Scott to win.
Yeah,
That'd been nice.
yeah,
But you win
yeah.
some, you lose 9. Who cares?
I think he's only lost 8. You win some, you lose 8.
But I mean, let's. Well, I said lose 9 because I was looking at the Leprechauns, who's lost 9 in a row.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nicely done. Okay, well done. Getting into the matchups and useful points that were left on the bench. Back in the hot seat, yours truly beat Let's Ride with a score of 99.42 to 69.96. I, unfortunately,
Oh,
left 20.4 points on the bench. I should have started Garrett Wilson over Gabe Davis and Gus Edwards over Christian McCaffrey. Um, there's no way I would have started Gus Edwards over Christian McCaffrey. Gabe Davis has been suffering a bit recently. It's not that he's not. It's not that he's getting missing targets or not getting targets. It's just that they are defending him pretty
he's
well.
just not playing good.
Well, no. It's just. I mean, he does have targets. It's just either there's a really good defender on him or he ends up dropping it or missing it. Like there's solid targets, but they're just not. He's just not bringing them in, and so it's kind of difficult to sit Gabe Davis over Garrett Wilson, even though Garrett Wilson looks like he's actually going to start getting better with Mike White at the helm versus Zach Wilson. So Les Ride left 20.6 points on the bench. He should have started Chase Claypool over Darnell Mooney and Dalton Schultz over Tyler Boyd. Yeah, none of those would have happened. Like, I don't see any reason why Chase Claypool would have been put in over Darnell Mooney because Darnell Mooney for the past few weeks has been actually pretty solid. And Dalton Schultz, like,
Last 2
I
weeks
don't
he's
know
played pretty good.
he's played pretty good, but it was saying like basically put Dalton Schultz and I think he's got George Kittle as well. Like having both of them playing, like putting Dalton Schultz as your flex.
I had to start 2 tight ends in one of my other leagues because that league does not allow pickups after noon on Sunday.
Yeah.
That sucked. That was horrible. That was
Don't
ugly.
do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether Les Ride had put in his best lineup, he still would have ended up losing. I would have had 99.42 to 90.56. So.
All right. Scott's Tots. Reining in another loss. I'm sorry, that's too much. He got 91.56 against London Silly Nannies. I was pulling for Scott. I was hoping you beat number 1, just knock him down a notch, but you did not. You could have, but you did not.
Well, he did. He did actually last week. I didn't realize this, but apparently he played London Silly Nannies 2 weeks in a row.
Really?
Yeah. Like when I was pulling it up, I was like, wait, hold on. Wait, why is London Silly Nannies and Scott's Tots like? I know I talked about him already, and then they were in the matchup again. I was like, oh, I didn't realize that the Nannies and the Tots. So this time, the little Tots got beat by the Nannies. Like it's really like the puns are just available there. Like it's how it should be. The Nannies take over the Tots.
London Silly Nannies taking back over for Nick's input, starting Elijah Moore over Josh Palmer. Would have got him another 4.9 points. That was all he left on the bench. Scott's Tots leaving a whopping 13.7 points. Start Traylon Burks over Terry McLaurin, David Njoku over Pat Fairmouth. Yeah, I wouldn't have started any of those.
Yeah, I mean maybe Traylon Burks because as a like a shot, because the thing is like if you're at that position, like taking a shot on Treylon Burks to continue dominating. Like sometimes when you're like losing, or you've got a really good matchup coming along the way, someone who's really powerful, like say Heartbeat or Better Than Scott. If you've got a really powerful player, sometimes you want to put in those guys that have a high ceiling and a really low floor. So Traylon Burks could have gotten him nothing, or he could have gotten him a lot of points. And so I think that that's probably the mindset he could have been in instead of putting McLaurin in there, just in my thought.
And of course, the fact that he started all his right people, both of them together. Uh, let's see. Is that right? No, he would not have won.
No,
Either
no,
way.
he would have. He would have. He would have. The next matchup, Biggest Loser took down Better Than Scott. Better Than Scott had a really terrible showing. Biggest Loser had 99.84, and Better Than Scott had one of his lowest this season at 64.6, especially being on the hot streak that he's been on. Biggest Loser should have started Marquise Brown over Daryl Henderson Jr. I don't know why he didn't, because Daryl Henderson Jr. got dropped last week. And got picked up last week by another team, and so I think Daryl Henderson got 0 this week.
Jacksonville.
Yeah, he got picked up by Jacksonville, but he didn't start. He didn't play for them.
But I mean, with the team being almost out, they might start him again for too long.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, or just having him like if Travis Etienne doesn't come back, then having him as a backup to McCasey. I always want to say.
I mean, honestly, I might stash him just in case, but yeah, probably not. I'd probably drop him too.
Yeah. No. But what I'm saying is like the Rams dropped him, and the Jacksonville. Yeah.
I get what you're saying. I'm saying I still might drop him if I had him on my team.
I got you. If Biggest Loser had started Marquise Brown over Daryl Henderson, he would have gotten 7.6 points. Not a lot, but Marquise Brown is coming back from injury. Pretty sure he's coming back from injury. Better Than Scott left 18.2 points on the bench. He should have started Michael Gallup over Alvin Kamara, Hayden Hurst over Dawson Knox, and Jacoby Myers over Travis Etienne. I wouldn't have done any of those, because Alvin Kamara has been doing pretty well recently. Dawson Knox is, to me, just better than Hayden Hurst. And Travis Etienne just got injured, so that's the reason why he did them better. But had Better Than Scott put in his best players, he still wouldn't have won. It would have been 99.84 for the Biggest Loser and 82.8 for Better Than Scott.
Yay, Heartbeat. Beat the Waterboys. Biggest blowout of the week. 142.94 to 79.84 points. Difference of 63.10. Heartbeat again with the best lineup. I think he's had like 2 or 3 of those in a row. Maybe. Hit or miss 2 out of the last 5 weeks. I don't know.
Like 1 out of the last season.
Listen. Let's not get choked up on the details here, okay? Statistically, he has hit the best lineup more than anybody else. How about that?
I don't think that's true either, because I'm pretty sure the Waterboys has put in the best lineup at least 2 times in a row, if I remember correctly.
I said,
or maybe
what did I say? I said statistically, he's put in the best lineup out of the season the most.
Statistically, out of this week, he has been one of the teams that put in the best lineup.
Anyways, Heartboy had the best lineup. Waterboys left 17.9 points on the bench. Should have started Zay Jones. Great pickup. Didn't start him. Wouldn't have helped. Would have still lost either way. 142 to 97 points. I'm rounding down, of course, because I don't like that point crap, but whatever.
we live and breathe by that point crap. Speaking of living and breathing by that point crap, in the barely eked it out section, Lamarvel Universe barely won over the Leprechauns with at 104.96 points to 103.64 points. That is a difference of 1.32. Lamarvel Universe had their best lineup, period. The Leprechauns, however, left 8.9 points on the bench. Should have started A.J. Dillon over Nico Collins. Personally, A.J. Dillon has been terrible. I dropped him in one of my other leagues, or maybe I dropped him in this league.
Everybody did. I'm thinking
Right.
about picking him up because a buddy of mine's going to get him in my ESPN league just to put like
Right.
a little thorn in their side. Sorry, I jumped in there.
If Leprechauns had started A.J. Dillon over Nico Collins, it would have been better. But A.J. Dillon, like I said, A.J. Dillon, like I dropped him in one of my other leagues, or I dropped him in this league, like just because he's been doing terribly. Like that whole Packers offense has been terrible. Now that they've got Jordan Love coming in, I would say for the Packers, I would probably be playing Jordan Love over Aaron Rodgers because it seems like there's like new spark to it. Regardless, had the Leprechauns actually started A.J. Dillon over Nico Collins, he would have won. He would have beaten Lamarvel Universe, which would have been super helpful for me. Come on. But he would have beaten him. It would have been 112.54. I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't do it right this time. It would have been 104.96 to 112.54.
So I was just reading mine. Schrute Farms versus me. Me versus Schrute Farms. Me helping my brother get into the playoffs. What my goal is, just so y'all know that are listening, I plan on knocking them out of the playoffs there at the last week. So y'all root for me. That's help them get in, help knock them out.
I gotta win against the Waterboys.
Hold up, we're gonna get there, little buddy. We will get there. You calm the crap down. Okay.
Let's go. Finish it out.
Don't take the Bate-man. Won this week. 134.42 to 1. Wow. I think didn't I win last week?
Probably.
I think
you lost.
Let's not get choked up on the details. Okay, it doesn't matter. Anyways, 122 to 16 is what. Yeah, I did lose last week. That would count. Let's see. If I start Isaiah McKenzie over Mike Evans, so you got that 15.2 points left on the bench, but how much would it have been really? So I got 15.2 more points, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
Anyways, what I was saying was Isaiah McKenzie over Mike Evans. No one would have started him. I mean, he finally learned how to play football on Thanksgiving.
I wouldn't trust him going forward. Like, there's no way you can trust him even going past this week.
No, for sure. I mean, he just took all of Knox's passes, basically. And then Schrute Farms left 15.7 on the bench. Could have started DJ Moore over Donovan Peoples-Jones, even though Donovan was on a hot streak. Yes, Schrute Farms could have won had he started the right people. And I have left mine the same. But if I started the right people, and he had started the right people, it still would have been a butt whooping. Sorry.
Well, that's why if you go back like where I'm talking about Scott Tots and London Silly Nannies, even if Jesse had started his best, and Scott had started his best, Scott would have won. But because Scott didn't start his best, and regardless of whether Jesse did or not, Jesse still beat him and stuff like that. So, all right. With that being said, 3 teams, if they had started the right guys, they would have won their matchups. So, just something to think about. Keep working on it. I mean, obviously, most of those guys you wouldn't necessarily be starting over the guys you did start, just because injuries happen. Or for some reason Isaiah McKenzie starts getting the ball instead of Dawson Knox, and so that improves Hayden Hurst and kills or improves Isaiah McKenzie. So matchups to look forward to this week. So I'm just going to read out the matchups. I've got 3 of them circled because I'm interested.
Yeah,
but I want to hear. I want to hear what
basically. You got the top 5 out of the top 6 people circled there, and that's why the only reason, because this basically decides who the hell's going to get in. You should have circled Schrute Farms and London Silly Nannies. Schrute Farms wins, and you lose, you're back in the hot seat, so to speak.
That's a valid point. That's a valid point. That's why I put it. That's why I put it. Well, that's the reason why I have the names, because it's talking about a manager or a coach who is on the hot seat. or is it in the hot seat? Matchups that are happening this week. Back in the hot seat against the Waterboys. Scott's Tots versus the Biggest Loser. Better Than Scott versus Lamarvel Universe. Heartbeat versus Don't Take the Bateman. Schrute Farms versus London Silly Nannies. And Let's Ride versus the Leprechauns. So I've got 3 of the games chosen. I guess technically I should have done 4 of them because basically they all have playoff implications. So Back in the Hot Seat versus Waterboys, playoff implications. Better Than Scott versus the Marvel Universe, playoff implications. Heartbeat versus Don't Take the Bateman. More like seeding implications as well as playoff, because whoever ends up winning out of that, I believe, locks up playoff position, or at least a playoff spot.
You talking about
And
mine?
even yeah, with yours.
Well,
Yeah,
no
so
pressure there. Thanks a lot.
I told you that from the get go. I told you when you're going up against Heartbeat.
You
So
know I don't listen to you.
now here's what I would suggest for you. I would be looking at guys that have major upside, like guys who could blow up, like an
Like,
Isaiah McKinley.
like Odell Beckham.
Well, I don't think he's going to play this week.
I was
Regardless,
just
he has,
joking.
I was like, he hasn't even signed.
I know.
But like, well,
Huge upside.
We'll talk about some of the guys. Actually, I do want to take a look at that matchup with you. But the that one basically, whoever wins it locks themselves into a playoff position. And it's not that the other one is statistically eliminated. It's just they got to wait another week in order to do it. So and then Schrute Farms and London Silly Nannies. London Silly Nannies doesn't really have to do anything. Obviously, Schrute Farms, I'm sure Cody would love for Jesse to bench everybody, so that way like he can automatically win and then see who see if he can get he would then be above me in the playoffs, but that's not fair. Plus, also it might be better for London Silly Nannies to play anyway. That way, if he wins and I win, it's a better chance that I make it into the playoffs. Because if I make it into the playoffs, it looks like my team is pretty easily beat for the most part. So that being said,
No pressure.
I want us to pick the games who we think we're going to win. So back in the hot seat versus the Waterboys. Unless he ends up going out and buying some like star players, because he's got 100. He's got 100 in his fab. So he's got Dak Prescott, which is better than my Geno Smith. He's got Deebo Samuel, which is better than my Gabe Davis. I've got Christian Watson, who I think is better than Tyler Lockett. My Christian McCaffrey better than his Devin Singletary. My Jonathan Taylor better than his Rashad White. My Mark Andrews better than his Foster Moreau. Isaiah Pacheco and Christian Kirk, I think, are a toss-up. And Devonta Smith over Jerick McKinnon, I think Devonta Smith takes that. So that's why I'm pretty confident in my guys. He may, I don't know if he would throw Justin Fields in there or not.
You're not worried about Pacheco this week?
Me? Worried about Pacheco against Cincinnati?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like being replaced.
Oh, by Melvin Gordon? No, I think they still got to work Melvin Gordon into the
Christian
system.
McCaffrey having that high, was it a knee issue?
I think he does. Yeah. That's. I mean.
You're gonna go pick up the backup to the backup because I think Eli Mitchell's out too, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, Eli Mitchell's out. Period.
All right. Let's see.
So yeah.
You definitely need a quarterback. If you go get a quarterback, you might be all right.
I've been surviving without one for a bit, so
that is true.
I don't know why have I not put Garrett Wilson in there? Man, that's the thing. Is like right now I do have good guys. I need to figure out if Garrett Wilson is like better than Devonta Smith or Devonta Smith against the Tennessee Titans secondary.
Well, we all know you're not going to put Alan Lazard in because I know I'm sitting his butt in my other league too.
Yeah. That's why I got Christian Watson, man. I'm telling you.
But then every time I sit him, it's like, oh wow, they blow up. Thank you. Yeah, Christian
I,
Watson's the reason I lost my other league because he went off for that 67-yard touchdown or whatever the heck it was. I was like, you son of a biscuit eater. Oh, well.
um, let's see. Scott's Tots versus Biggest Loser. Race to the top of the bottom, right?
God's Tots versus Biggest Losers. Let's see. That is not the right one I clicked on. Let's see. Who do we have? I think the Biggest Loser might actually lose this one. He really ain't got nobody, does he? Oh my. Oh, and none of them got nobody. Never mind, I'm gonna take it back. Good God, Biggest Loser. You got like 8 people that are getting zeros this week. I mean, J.K. Dobbins might come back off of IR pretty soon. That might help Scott a little bit.
Yeah.
In the committee they're running. I don't know. Trevor Lawrence continues his little hot streak. He might beat the crap out of Detroit. Pittman got some good plays. Holland's kind of iffy. Eckler still number 1, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Zeke looked like a number 1 running back for Dallas finally. Or I should say,
Tony Pollard
didn't look like a number 1. We should just, I'm right there with you. Cole Kmet, nah. I might look at a different tight end. Different tight end, different running back. You could pull it off. Biggest Loser. So, but I'm gonna say Scott. I mean, he's not picked up anybody. He's got 3 people on his bench that are getting zeros. 2 buys, 1's a QB for Houston.
Yeah, I mean the fact that he's got 3 QBs is like, what are you doing? What is going on?
You got that Watson's guy for Kansas City. Did he must have quit playing a long time ago.
Yeah, it seems like it. I don't know. I mean, I think he actually.
I mean, he's picking a starting lineup, but that's about it.
Well, I also think he actually like paid some money to like I think he had more money last week in his fab, so it seems like he's actually trying a bit, but it's just scraping the bottom of the barrel. I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, I'd give it to Scott because of the fact that he's got Kenneth Walker, Jeff Wilson Jr. I think man, Amari Cooper might have a field day with
Houston.
What's his face back? Yeah, against Houston with Deshaun Watson back. So, by the way, Deshaun Watson's back. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
Also, Tua Tagovailoa, I think, will possibly make something happen against San Francisco, but
let's call him TT.
Okay, yeah, no, that sounds like he's gonna go to his bathroom. Need to go.
No, not PPTT.
TT's just a cute form of saying it. All right, so we got Scott's thoughts on that one. How about better than Scott versus Lamarvel Universe?
Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson,
yep.
Chris Olave, Stephon Diggs, Antonio St. Brown. That's not right. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Yeah. Hey, look, Antonio Brown. No, I'm just joking. AJ Brown. Bro, I feel like who's ever tight end plays the best is gonna win. I mean, their teams are pretty much even, so I feel like it's just gonna come down to the tight end. Mark my words.
I think
when their tight ends play, Buffalo. Oh, Sunday at 10. Where the hell are they playing? Oh, this is where are they playing?
No, it's the reason why it says Sunday at 10 is because I think Yahoo is in Pacific Standard Time. So it'll be Sunday at 1.
Okay, I'm like, man, Sunday at 10. Did I miss something?
No, I think that's just Pacific Standard Time. It's just 3 hours behind.
Okay, this is what I'm gonna say. Whoever catches more balls Thursday or gets targeted the most Thursday wins this match. So Knox or Diggs?
Knox or Diggs? Oh goodness, no, Diggs will win that easily. Diggs gets so many targets regardless. Here's what I'll say. I think Joe Burrow goes. I think quarterback goes to better than Scott. I think Joe Burrow will do better than Lamar Jackson because it's Kansas City versus Denver. Like in Kansas City, you have to throw the ball. Denver is just a staunch defense. Give me Stephon Diggs. Although he may get shut down though in New England. They may lock him up on Thursday night. So it's like man, yeah, I've got to go. I think I've got to go better than Scott. Unless I think he's got to trade out Travis Etienne. I don't think he has anybody though. That would maybe Michael Gallup. You could throw in there against Indy. That's probably what I would do. But
Yeah, Mostert's been having some hot streaks. Joe Mixon, you got Joe Mixon. Oh wait, I'm looking at the other one. My bad.
I was like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh,
Hey, Odell.
Right. Yeah, Joe Mixon.
Star Odell.
If Lamarvel starts Joe Mixon and Joe Mixon maybe
George
over
Pickens maybe.
Yeah, pull out George Pickens. And maybe even like Raheem Mostert if he's back. Switch Tyler Higbee for Greg Dulcich, like switch that around. Then I think Lamarvel. So I think Lamarvel could possibly win this one.
Does Higbee even get any balls with Stafford up?
Higbee, that's a good question. I'm trying to see if he's got any targets. Let's see. I mean, he's getting 8 targets. He's gotten 8 targets over the past 2 weeks.
So as long as he can catch the ball, he capitalizes.
Oh, he was out last week. I'm sorry, he was out last week. He got 0 points.
Yeah, he got 0 targets last week. I see that.
Oh, yeah. Gross. Okay, it wasn't that he wasn't even in there. It's just he was in there, but he got no targets, no nothing. Ooh, against Kansas City. Ooh, I don't know. Okay, yeah, maybe not. Maybe Dulcich is a better choice. So yeah, give me. No, I think Lamarvel takes. I think Lamarvel will take it if he puts in the right guys. I think he can. If he puts in if Joe Mixon, I'll say this: if Joe Mixon is back, give me Lamarvel. Heartbeat versus Don't Take the Bateman. Who you got?
I'm gonna call it like I see it. I don't think I beat Heartbeat one time this year.
No.
I don't think I have, honestly. Like I think I've lost.
Well, I think you've only played him once.
No, I think I played him twice.
I guarantee you've only played him once.
I don't guarantee that you know that.
But generally, you will only play a few teams twice. You very rarely will play them 3 times, unless obviously they're in the playoffs. So you only played Heartbeat once, and you lost to him by a lot.
Why you gotta be like that? And you lost to him by a lot.
Hey, I mean, 65 points is quite a bit. Okay, I'm pretty sure that was locked in as the biggest blowout of the week. I'm pretty sure that was what that was.
Hold up. I don't think it was that great of an outcome.
Yeah, man. It's almost 66 points, buddy. Almost 66.
Okay, fair enough. Moving
on. So yeah, I think Heartbeat wins unless somebody just poops in their big boy pants. Like TJ Hawkinson's doing great. David Montgomery probably doesn't necessarily matter, but like you're hoping that Jalen Waddle goes off, Mike Evans goes off, Jalen Hurts has the potential to go off. You want another 45 point game from Josh Jacobs. That's what you want.
That's what I need. I need him on that wall. I want him on that wall.
Oh, let's see. Dude, I would drop if I were you. I'd get rid of Wilson.
I've been trying to get rid of Wilson.
No, I mean like drop him. Not get rid of him as in like a trade. You gonna buy my crappy quarterback? You can buy my crappy quarterback. No one's gonna buy your crappy quarterback.
You can't buy him anyway.
And the worst part is Nick Chubb is going up against Houston, and Houston has been letting running backs run all over them, like all day, every day. Now Houston could get up to go up against Deshaun Watson. Like maybe Houston all of a sudden like gets pumped and gets
decides to play.
Yeah, like actually tries to play and actually does decently. Could happen. Don't think it will, but it could. Or Shoe Farms versus London Silly Nannies. Who you got? You
Schrute
said True Farms, right?
Farms. Yeah. Yeah. Just, I mean, that's what I want to see, you know?
I mean, I don't think it's too far fetched for that to happen. Um, he's got Josh Allen. London Silly Nannies has Josh Allen. Shoe Farms has Justin Herbert. I think Justin Herbert will actually continue doing really well, just because he should have Mike Williams back. Hopefully, because I have him in another team, another league. He should have Mike Williams back, and he's got Keenan Allen, Joshua Palmer, DeAndre Carter. And so it seems like he's got his weapons, most of his weapons back.
Well,
Cortland
yeah,
Sutton, don't
he's lost
care.
a lot of people. Oh, man.
Yeah, I'll say
Melvin
this:
Gordon, Cooper
Cortland
Cup.
Sutton, and Adam Thielen are meh across the board. He does have Keenan Allen. Oh, I think Keenan Allen will do better than DK Metcalf. Um, give me
But he does have
Saquon.
Deshaun Watson. I
Well,
don't know.
yeah,
That'd be a tough one, too. Herbert or Watson. He's getting Mike Williams back. Kareem Hunt. Yeah, I mean, honestly, London Silly Names done lost 2 or 3 of his guys. That's probably carried him a good distance. Cooper Cup.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, he's starting Van Jefferson and Joshua Palmer. And he's starting Taysom Hill. I don't know why he's still got Taysom Hill. Like Taysom Hill is just. I mean, maybe he's hoping and praying for one of those like major
Blowout
blowout.
weeks.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, he hasn't had
Aren't we
one
all?
since week 5. He hasn't been in the double digits since week 5. He's only been in
He
the
is
double
a,
digits.
I was going to say, he's an LA New York fan, isn't he? He got LA Chargers twice, the Rams once, and New York Giants and New York Jets on his team.
Who
Was
did
that
we
it?
choose? Who did you choose? Shoot Farms or Lenny
Schrute
Silliness?
Farms, of course.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Um, I'll take.
Do we have to pick this last one? I mean, who cares who wins that one?
Yeah,
It's
I mean, it's
harsh.
kind of like who would be? It would be like Houston playing against Detroit. It's like, man, who cares? So Ryan Michael, sorry guys, like nobody really cares about your matchup. Let's give it to Let's Ride. You know, just actually, you know what? No, let's do this. I think.
No,
Oh
you
yeah,
don't. No, you don't.
Leprechauns doesn't have a quarterback right now, so yeah.
Leprechaun's on a hot streak to lose 10 in a row.
He's on a hot streak to possibly lose 12 in a row.
Oh yeah, and Let's Ride's updated his starting lineups. He's at 94 points now for projected.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think he's got all the best
What did
people
I have
in.
him as?
87 or something like that on there.
Oh, is that right? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 83.
83. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, AJ Dillon. If he could start AJ Dillon, might be all right there.
Yeah.
But like you said, he's got an out. Colt McCoy's on. Dang, he ain't got nobody.
Yeah. Well, the only reason he's got Colt McCoy, I don't know why I didn't drop him as soon as possible, but he picked up Colt McCoy. Actually, Scott and I talked about it last week. He used Colt
For the
McCoy
backup.
because he was the backup versus he had another quarterback originally that he could have used, but he didn't play him. So give me Let's Ride. I think Let's Ride will win it.
I say let's make it interesting, and Ryan start Russell Wilson, ride with Let's Ride, and see if you win. Yeah, make it interesting,
Ryan, Let's Ride. Mr.
Unlimited, yeah.
All right. Moving on to guys who did well, and I think that can continue. So it's kind of a change up of instead of guys who surprise, because like Scott brought it up last week, and I was like, oh, that's not a bad idea. Like thinking about guys who did well and they can continue doing well, or guys who did well but maybe it was just that 1 week and like the rest of the time it may be crappy or maybe difficult.
So Chris Godwin been getting all the catches now for I guess Buccaneers.
He has been getting he is a PPR maniac, and so he's been getting a lot of touches and stuff like that. Plus, going against New Orleans, San Francisco is going to be a little challenging. Cincinnati, I think he'll do well. Arizona, he will rock it. Carolina, he will rock it. So, especially the playoffs, that would be a really good time it's a really good time to have Chris Godwin. Um, like, yeah, I just think that Chris Godwin will continue to do well. I think his schedule is gonna, cause him to be great, especially in the playoffs. Same with Justin Herbert. He's going against Las Vegas. He's going and then going against Miami, and then Tennessee secondary, and then Indianapolis, and then the LA Rams. I'm like, could there be a better playoff schedule? Could there be a better 5-game streak? Or sorry, yeah, 5-game streak than those guys? And I don't think there can be. I think he's got a really good schedule coming up. Other guys that did well this week, but I wouldn't bother picking them up or wouldn't bother like trying to chase the points. Miles Sanders, he did great against Green Bay. Ended up getting
Would you
29
really be
points.
chasing points there? Because he's a must start usually. I know he's not getting all the running like he has been, but even
But
still, he's the starter, so you hope that he gets some.
yeah, but I don't think he's going to like. I wouldn't feel comfortable playing him if you got to get into the playoffs. I don't feel comfortable playing him this week because it's against Tennessee and their run defense is fantastic. Then he's got the Giants. The Giants are doing really well. Like that's how. Like you had Tony Pollard who was doing phenomenally, and then all of a sudden he had 30 points, 22 points, 30 points, and then he had 7 points against the New York Giants. Zeke had I think 19, so it's not like you're going to get a big blowout game against the New York Giants. Then you've got Chicago that may or may not be good, but then you've got Dallas, which is a great defense that you're going into the playoffs, or you're going into the playoffs against Chicago, and then you've got Dallas for the second round of the playoffs. I don't think Miles Sanders will be able to be worth a darn, and especially considering when he went against Washington and Indianapolis, he only got 5 points for you. So not anything really to write home about. The other one that I've got is Mike White, the new, or I guess not new, but
The new
recent,
New York Jets quarterback.
Yeah, I mean he was a New York Jets quarterback last year too, but the one who actually seems to have the team with him. He got 24.8 points against Chicago. He might do okay against Minnesota, but I think Minnesota and Buffalo are going to
Yeah,
show up to be.
they got a tough line to the playoffs. If they
Right.
lose the next two, they could win the next three and still make it. I feel like, but
Okay.
yeah, I don't know that you would start him against Minnesota or Buffalo. Honestly,
Yeah, those two. Like, if you can get him into the playoffs, like
I might start him.
Detroit's
I might
great.
start him against Buffalo. Buffalo's missing if Von Miller's still having issues and he out.
Well, I mean, he might be. I think he is dealing with an injury, but I still would have a hard time because I don't like the rest of Buffalo. I don't think it's just Von Miller. I think while an important part, I think the secondary is also really good. So,
Yeah,
but
but I
if
agree
you,
about Miles Sanders. You have one game, you're 30 points. Yeah,
yeah, but like
that
but
was a
like
freak
Detroit,
accident.
Jacksonville, and Seattle for Mike White in the playoffs,
Yeah,
I
no,
think those
no,
are
yeah,
great.
yeah, yeah. Those two are great.
Yeah, but it's getting
Absolutely.
there. Yeah.
Getting there, right? Getting there. That's what the problem is. I find it weird that games of the week, you know, the fact that every single week has had 13 games exactly. Didn't last week have more because there was less buys or no buys?
There were no buys, but three of those games, the three of the 16 games were on Thanksgiving. That's why. That's why they had
So
no
you didn't
buys.
go for those. Okay.
We no. We did. We actually did record stuff about that, but then I was like, "That's stupid to put that out like on a Saturday." Like, never mind. We're not going to do
Well, on to my favorite subject, or
that.
segment.
At least the one that you seem to be really successful on.
Well, two out of three ain't bad, right?
Yeah. I mean,
And
I seem to be like
I'm gonna
eight.
take
Eight's where I
Scott's.
like.
I'm gonna take Scott's win last week too as mine.
Speaking of which, Scott, if you're listening, you got 9 of 13 correct. When you and I differed on the, I think it was the Broncos and the whoever they played. I chose.
It doesn't matter who the Broncos played. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I chose the Broncos. He chose whatever the other team was, and he was right. Even though it was like a crappy game. Period. There's a lot of crappy games in this one that we gotta call. So
Falcons beat
now
the Steelers.
Steelers at the Falcons, and
Falcons win.
You got Falcons. Okay, the Falcons are 1.5 favorites, so it's not by much. Because the Steelers surprised me against the Colts. I'm surprised that they won, and so like I think that the Steelers might actually pull this out. All right, Broncos at the Ravens. The Ravens are 8-point favorites. The Broncos are 3-8. The Ravens are 7-4. Yeah, give me the Ravens. Who you got?
I'm gonna have to go with the Baltimore Ravens.
The Baltimore football team.
That one, yes.
Yeah, I don't see that the Broncos defense really great, but there are definitely some issues as a whole, and there's rumors that Nathaniel Hackett's going to get fired, and because they can't really just go away from Russell Wilson. Like I don't know, I might try and shop Russell Wilson if you want to keep Nathaniel Hackett, but I think that since they paid Russell Wilson so much money, they'll end up keeping him. Packers at the Bears, just junk stuff. Green Bay Packers are 3-point favorites. You think the Bears?
Bears.
Here's the storyline. Aaron Rodgers may not be playing. Justin Fields may not be playing. Still go with Bears?
If Justin Fields doesn't play, then Packers. If Justin Fields does play, no matter who the quarterback is for Packers, Bears. So put there, Andrew picks Bears if Justin Fields plays.
If Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff Fields.
If Jeff plays.
If Justin, if you're listening, we'll change your name to Jeff.
I'm going to take the Packers if Jordan Love is playing.
Oh, that's a horrible pick.
If it's Rodgers, give me the Bears. If it's Rodgers, give me the Bears.
The Bears.
All right. Jaguars at the Lions. Both of them are 4-7. The Detroit Lions are 1-point favorites. I think that's only because you get 1 point if you're at home.
Jaguars.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there. I think I think that's who the Broncos play. I think I was like Jacksonville sucks, but apparently they can beat the Broncos. So I think that they will definitely be able to beat the Lions. The Browns at the Texans. This is a revenge game for the Texans. And maybe potentially a revenge game for Deshaun Watson. His first game back. Cleveland Browns are 7-point favorites. Who you got?
I'm going to have to take the Cincinnati Browns. I mean Cleveland Browns. I'm sorry. I'm just joking.
I have to agree because I think Deshaun Watson may have a bad game, but I don't think they need Deshaun Watson to play well. I think they can run Nick Chubb all up and down the field and not have any issues. So yeah, I'll take the Browns, and I don't know, I might even take the points. Like 7 points, I think the Browns could do that over the Texans. I think they have that ability. All right.
You're not going to take the 3 points for the Green Bay Packers?
No. The Jets at the Vikings. Minnesota is 3-point favorite.
Tough one.
You think so?
I'm going to call the Jets.
What do you got? You think the Jets?
I'm going to call the Jets.
I think the Vikings take it. They were able to beat the Buffalo Bills, and so I think that the Vikings will also be able to beat the Jets, especially in Minnesota.
Didn't they lose one game 40-3 against like Dallas or something like that?
Yeah, but Dallas is pretty good. I mean, the Cowboys are 8-3, so it's not like a wimpy loss or anything like that. It was actually a pretty sound loss. Like, it makes sense.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it's sound. Okay.
All right. Commanders at the Giants.
Commanders.
Commanders are 7-5. Giants are 7-4. Commanders are 2.5
favorites. I'm gonna take the Washington Redskins, please.
Yeah, I'll go Commanders with you. I think they just got too many weapons, and I don't think the Giants have enough.
Let's see. I'm gonna say Titans lose. Titans lose to the Eagles, but by a field goal in overtime.
So not by 5.5 points. So you're not taking the points. You're gonna just be three points overtime.
So technically, if I was betting the odds, I would bet the Titans would win
Yeah, I'll take the Eagles too. I think it's a revenge game for AJ Brown. I think AJ Brown will go up to Jalen Hurts and be like, "Throw me the ball all day, every day. Don't give it any to Devonta Smith. Give them all to me." And I think that AJ Brown will just show the Titans how much they miss having him there. Now, Treylon Burks could blow up and have an amazing game as well. Derrick Henry could do his thing. But I just think it'll be too much.
Is it snowing in Vermont? Is the question.
That's the question. I assume yes. Seahawks at the Rams. Yeah, right.
Who cares?
Seahawks are 6-5. Rams are 3-8.
Seahawks are gonna win. I mean, they're playing pretty good, honestly.
Yep, and they're 8-point favorites. You think you'll take the points, or you think?
No, they ain't gonna beat them by 8 points.
You don't think so?
No.
I'll take the points.
I don't think they're that good.
I think the Rams are that bad. It's not anything about the Seahawks. It's about the Rams. That's what I mean.
They do have Aaron Donald out. That's true.
Well, he's out, and just as a whole, there's no Cooper Kupp. They don't really have a great run game. Their quarterback is out, so yeah, I'll take the Seahawks with the points. This will be a good one. The Miami Dolphins at the San Francisco 49ers.
I'm gonna let you pick first. I've been picking first this whole time. I'm hoping you go a little faster.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Dolphins at the 49ers. 49ers are 3.5 favorites. Give me the Dolphins. I just don't see anybody being able to really do anything against the Dolphins. Even though San Francisco,
if McCaffrey plays, they don't win they don't cover.
Wait. If McCaffrey wins, the Miami Dolphins don't cover?
The Miami Dolphins will cover, but by 3 points. I'm thinking
means
I know what it means. I know by more than 3.5, right? I know.
So you're saying the Niners?
I read that wrong. I thought the Dolphins were 3.5 favorites. I'm sorry.
No.
I apologize. McCaffrey plays. Dolphins win by 3.
Who did you pick? You didn't tell me.
I said Dolphins.
Kansas City Chiefs travel to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. The Chiefs are 9-2. Bengals are 9-4. The Chiefs are 2.5 favorites. That's a really small line.
Bengals.
Is Jamar Chase back?
I don't know.
That's the question. I think if Jamar Chase is back, man, it's hard to go against the Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs will win it. I don't think the Bengals are that great of a team. I think the Titans probably should have beaten them. But I think Kansas City is.
I mean, so here. Let me try and persuade you to my side, okay?
All right.
I'm not saying the Bengals are that good of a team. I'm saying the Chiefs lost to the Colts.
I'm saying the Chiefs lost to the Colts, yes. The Titans almost beat the Chiefs as well, or at least were able to hold them. But I think that the Cincinnati Bengals have a bad run defense. They might have a decent
they ain't got to worry about the run. They ain't got to worry about the run. All you got to worry about is Kelsey. You hold Kelsey, you hold points.
Well, but you also have a lot of other weapons as well. I mean, you've got Justin Watson could potentially go off. Juju could be back. You have Juju.
Who are these people you're naming off? I've never heard of them before.
Juju.
So there's only one wide receiver, and that's the tight end, Travis Kelsey.
That is true. But Mahomes has been known to be able to get it to other people and be able to figure out a way to win the game regardless. And so I think the Chiefs will win.
That's true. He will be thrown to all of his second string wide receivers and nobody that's the main A-lister used to be.
Well, the only A-lister that he's got is Travis Kelce. And so, yeah. Okay, Chargers at the Raiders. The Chargers are 6-5, the Raiders are 4-7, and the Chargers are 2-point favorites.
I might take the Chargers. They're on a hot streak, seems like.
Yeah, well, they've got Keenan Allen back. They might have Mike Williams in this game. Give me the Chargers as well.
Raiders win if Josh Jacobs is playing. Just, you throw Josh Jacobs in the mix, it just changes everything.
So I think the Chargers win regardless of whether Jacob plays or not, and I think that they cover because I think if you got Mike Williams back, you've got Keenan Allen, Joshua Palmer, DeAndre Carter, Austin Eckler. I'll take the Chargers. In the biggest spread of the week, the Indianapolis Colts travel to Dallas to take on the 8-3 Dallas Cowboys. The Colts are 4-6. They just came off of a loss against the Steelers. I'm sorry. The Colts are 4-6-1, coming off of a loss to the Steelers. Give me the Cowboys.
Agreed. See how quick that was? I didn't have to pause. Like I was thinking about it long before you even asked.
I mean, that was an easy one. You're gonna make an argument for the Chiefs or for the Bengals against the Chiefs.
But the Bengals are kind of decent, and the Cowboys stomped the crap out of the Vikings.
Last but not least, Monday Night Football. New Orleans, the 4-8 New Orleans Saints travel to Tampa Bay to take on the 5-6 Buccaneers. Tampa Bay is favored by 3.5 points. I will take one of these teams to win.
Just go ahead and put us both down for the Buccaneers because that's who you're picking.
But I want the New Orleans. Yeah, okay, Bucks, fine, whatever. I would really like the Buccaneers or the New Orleans Saints to actually make it a game.
I don't think they beat the spread though. Tampa Bay cover the spread. They win by 1 point. No, I don't think they will.
Okay.
Get more in the field goal.
Yeah.
It's just not in Tom Brady's nature.
At least not this year, right?
No. I mean, it ain't been like that in many years. I mean, you got to play 60 minutes of a game against them, right? So he always comes back at the end and wins by. Well, he might win by 6, but usually it's.
I mean, that's the thing. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Cool beans.
Sign us out, sir. I'm ready for bed.
All right, I got you, bro. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you listening to us talk about football, regardless of whether our wives like us talking about it or not. My wife said she wasn't a fan. But anyway, with that being said, if you are watching on YouTube, please click that bell, or please subscribe. Click that bell, that way you're notified. Hit that like button, that way people can know about us and know that you like us. Leave us a comment. Let us know who you picked to win this week. Who are your picks for this week's stuff? If you're listening on your favorite podcasting app, click the subscribe button. Give us a 5-star review. And remember to always tell my co-host how beautiful he really is. And whether or not you like my yellow tie. That being said, I'm Nick.
I'm Andrew.
And as always,
you have an open invitation to our conversation.